Like, why did you, like, crash out on me that one night?
Because I had an episode, Joe.
What was the episode? Why did you have an episode? Why were you trying?
What? Bro, are you serious? I'm calm. You're just immature.
Jack Doherty didn't walk back into that South Florida boxing gym looking for a fair sparring session. He walked in hunting for closure. 6 days earlier, at Brandress Boxing's June 16 Media Day, Frankie Kodiak Red Venegas had stepped in close, locked eyes with Jack, and then hawked a wad of spit dead center on his face. The 12-second clip posted by Jack himself with the caption, "Island boy spit on me after this too," sliced through X, TikTok, and Instagram like a hot knife, gathering 300,000 views before sunrise. Drama accounts pounced, meme pages looped the drip of saliva in slow motion, and every comment section filled with fans screaming for blood. To the casual scroller, it looked like random disrespect, but the timing was too perfect to be coincidence. Frankie knew exactly where the cameras were pointed and exactly how to yank the internet's collar. Because, for the Island Boys, shock value is the only currency still keeping their ship afloat. To understand why a single glob of spit meant more than a cheap insult, you have to rewind to September 28th, 2023, and a Kickstreamer mansion party already brimming with ring light egos and free liquor. Jack was there, milking collabs, the Venegas twins were there chasing clout, and dozens of other creators circled the pool, waiting for the next viral spark. It came when Alex Venegas slapped Jack square across the mouth in front of 3 streaming phones and a house full of viewers. DramaAlert punched the footage out within minutes, esports blogs treated it like a title fight, and the slap detonated a feud that would soon swallow both brands whole. Jack's daily uploads doubled in views. The Island Boys' stalled music career found fresh oxygen, and a one-off altercation quietly morphed into the first chapter of an influencer epic built to make money on a scale that dwarfs most indie labels. Fast forward to February 21st, 2024. Jack is live streaming from his customized Sprinter van when the Island Boys and their crew corner him outside a Miami restaurant. What begins as chest-puffing trash talk melts into a mall of swinging fists and flying kicks. Viewers watch in real time as the van rocks, camera angles shake, and Jack's chat explodes with donations, begging him to swing back. A 32-second highlight reel, clipped by DramaAlert mere hours later, trends on X's front page. Everyone's clicking, everyone's sharing, and everyone, whether they admit it or not, is lining the pockets of the people on screen. The episode proves a grim equation. The more real the violence feels, the higher the engagement climbs. But there's a darker proof of how cartoon conflict slides into real-world menace. On June 28, 2024, barely 4 months after the Sprinter van brawl, Jack is back on Kick, ranting to his chat about the twins, pulling up to his gated community. Mid-stream, he turns to his bodyguard and says, "Plain as day, if they step on my property, you can't let them leave breathing." Kick slams him with another suspension. But the clip stays up everywhere else, immortalized in reaction videos that pull 6-digit views by breakfast. The death threat underscores a brutal truth. After 18 months of tit-for-tat spectacle, Jack can no longer tell the difference between pay-per-view hype and legitimate criminal intent, and neither can his audience. Collateral damage arrives next. McKinley Richardson, Jack's girlfriend, suddenly finds her DMs and comment threads flooded with harassment from Island Boys fans who've turned girlfriend doxing into weekend entertainment. Unfounded rumors flare, private pictures leak, and McKinley is forced to address the circus on her own channel, pleading for people to remember there are human beings behind the thumbnails. In that moment, the feud stops being a 2-man carnival act and mutates into a toxic culture war, with innocent bystanders drafted for content. Why won't the Island Boys just walk away? The answer sits in Florida court dockets and a spreadsheet of vanishing revenue streams. Over the past year, Frankie Venegas has racked up arrests ranging from disorderly conduct to battery, each one demanding legal fees that rival his last streaming payout. Their YouTube ad rates have shrunk, music royalties barely trickle, and their merchandise line sells a fraction of what it did in 2021. Controversy, ugly, messy, borderline criminal, is the last lifeline keeping the twins in any algorithm's good graces. Every spit, slap, or shove buys them another 48-hour relevancy window and a few thousand more dollars of brand deal leverage. Enter Aiden Ross and Brand Risk Promotions, the new puppet masters dangling a 7-figure purse just out of reach. Behind the scenes, Ross's team has been floating whispers of a summer 2025 fight night in Nashville. A full card of TikTokers and streamers topped by Jack Doherty versus both Venegas brothers. Tag team rules still TBD. By allowing small skirmishes to bubble up online, like that spit clip, Brand Risk gets months of free marketing, while the principals keep their follower counts humming. Paid sparring appearances, podcast interviews, leaked DMs, every media beat is part of a storyboard designed to crescendo when the contracts finally hit DocuSign, and the mainstream fight world cannot look away. UFC President Dana White loudly declared on Logan Paul's Impulsive podcast that influencer boxing is polluting the sport, even wagering 10 grand that the fad implodes within a year. Yet, off camera, White's analysts track view-through numbers that dwarf some UFC fight night cards. A single TikTok recap of Jack and the twins can pull more Gen Z eyeballs than a title eliminator on ESPN+. The establishment hates the circus, but it envies the box office math. Meanwhile, the Venegas twins can't even keep peace at home. Frankie and Alex have splintered on live streams, accusing each other of stealing appearance fees and sabotaging sponsorships. Their brother versus brother volatility threatens to derail any united front they plan to bring against Jack, unless, of course, that internal beef is itself another revenue-driven subplot. For Jack, it's free ammunition. Every time the twins blur their own narrative, his lawyers and negotiators gain an inch of leverage. Legal woes also loom large. Frankie's latest court date forces him to surrender his passport, limiting international promo options. Travel restrictions mean he can't fly to Europe for a lucrative club appearance. So instead, he doubles down on domestic content that keeps the Jack feud alive. The harsher the legal chokehold, the more desperately the twins cling to the one pipeline guaranteed to spit out cash: public combat with Doherty. Follow that money trail, and you see why neither side has any incentive to stand down. A single meltdown livestream can generate ad revenue spikes from six-figure VOD replays. Merch surges when both camps drop limited edition Spit versus Slap hoodies. Sponsor bonuses pegged to social mention volume. Appearance fees at clubs hungry for viral crossover events. Peace talks? Not profitable. Every additional month of tension tacks zeros onto the eventual pay-per-view splits. So we arrive back at the gym where Jack wiped spit from his cheek and stared Frankie down. Their entourage phones framed the scene. Brand Risk's social team clipped the footage before the sweat dried, and millions of viewers now refresh their feeds, waiting for the next flashpoint. The central question isn't whether these men hate each other enough to fight. It's how many millions they'll bank once they do, and how many more mini-explosions they can engineer before the opening bell finally sounds. Until that contract is signed, expect more accidental face-offs in grocery stores, more leaked DMs threatening driveway pull-ups, more late-night rants where someone crosses a legal line and the audience eggs them on. Because beneath the spit and the slaps lies a cold, cooperative truth. Conflict is the commodity, and both brands are selling it by the ounce. Think Jack should stop talking and glove up for real. Smash like. Drop your winner in the comments and buckle up, because the biggest payday in creator boxing history is still loading.